Yes, so the big news today in the gardening world is that the USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture, along with Oregon State University's PRISM Climate Group, have developed a new plant hardiness zone map that was revealed yesterday. So the big question everyone's going to be asking here is, what does that mean for you? What were the changes to your zone? And to be honest, after looking through the press release, the information, playing around with the map, the changes aren't very significant. In other words, as gardeners with perennials and plants and planting to do, I wouldn't expect that anyone's going to find this to be a major change. There has been some shift in the zones, and the USDA is saying that about half of locations were assigned a warmer zone, but a warmer half zone. So you might have gone from a 5B to a 5A, something like that. And the other half of locations didn't see any change at all. That's not to say that you don't necessarily have a slight warming where you are. It just wasn't as big enough of a difference to result in a shift in zone. Now the zones are divided. There are actually 13 zones, and then each of those are divided into A and B subzones. Each zone is a 10-degree increment, and each half zone is a 5-degree. So yes, significant, makes a difference for your perennials and your plants, but probably not going to make a tremendous difference in regards to what you can keep, what you've got in the ground. And in terms of, are there new plants that maybe you can consider because you're now in a warmer zone? Probably most plants, at least in my experience, are not assigned that big of a difference in zone. So, you know, interesting stuff, neat to look around. Some of the other things on the map and information in the press release was that the map itself has some better features, is more detailed. I know when I went on from my location, I'm now able to scroll down pretty locally to the point where I can even find my own road, which is nice. And there's, here in the Northeast, there's some interesting pockets sometimes where, you know, maybe someone's closer to some mountains or a river valley or something, and that might make you a little warmer or a little cooler than the surrounding area. So kind of neat stuff to see, and neat to see how specific and how detailed we're getting. They're also saying that the map for Alaska is significantly improved, where they used to be only about 6.25 miles of detail. Now they're down to 1/4 mile of detail. I imagine for people in Alaska that must be pretty significant. So that's it. That's the big news, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my dead and dying November garden. But this in and of itself, you know, the fact that I'm out here and I still have green things in the Northeast here, you know, and black flies still buzzing around, well, that does tell you that things are changing at least a little bit. You know, there was a day when I never would have expected to see anything alive in this green here. So check it out, see what your zone looks like, see if there's anything new to you, or just, you know, check it out for the sake of argument.